Hey everybody, welcome back to Down to the Wire. You might be kind of confused right now. Why am I looking at a computer screen and not your face? And where the heck is Ross? Um, this is a new series that we're starting on the channel. Not sure what we're going to call it yet, but basically it's going to be videos that are 10 minutes at most. Um, and it's going to be either me or Ross just sharing our thoughts on a particular player or a situation or a team or whatever is on our mind. Now, today, I wanted to talk about the man that you see in front of you on the screen, Kevin Love. As you see on the screen, I put it up there. He's making $120 million on a 4-year contract. He's going to be a free agent in 2023 unless he gets traded by then. But the thing is, Kevin Love is in a very interesting situation, particularly this season. For most of the season, he has expressed his unhappiness with the front office of the Cavaliers. He pretty much wants out, wants to be traded. He's kind of sick of the losing environment and the lack of help that the front office gives him. You know, after Kyrie and LeBron left, pretty much everyone knew that this team would struggle without them and that they wouldn't be the same. Kevin Love decided to be loyal and stay instead of breaking the fans' hearts so they wouldn't have to watch all three of their stars leave. And at the time, Kevin Love was confident in the front office that the Cavaliers would get him some help, whether that is through trading for players, or whether that's free agent signings. Um, he was hoping that the Cavaliers could get him, another All Star on the team or a borderline All Star to help him out and keep this team competitive. Because really, I mean, you could say that Kevin Love is not where he used to be. I think that's accurate. I think that's fair to say. But career wise, if you look at his entire career, without a doubt, he is the best player on this team and the most experienced. Um, Now, the Cavaliers did get Andre Drummond this season. Uh, we don't know if he's going to re sign with the team or if he's going to sign with someone else in the offseason. Um, but and even if he does decide to resign, who knows if that's enough help for Kevin Love to want to stay, or if that's enough help to get this team to, a 500 record, or maybe even a little bit above that. Um, and I think he's just really frustrated. I mean, you know, this season there's been plenty of games where he purposely is not really playing well because the Cavaliers still haven't traded him. There's been times where a player would pass to him, a teammate would pass to him, and he purposely just didn't catch the ball and let it go out of bounds. Or he would make lazy passes, or he would decide to be lazy on defense. And the Cavaliers really didn't appreciate that, which I can totally understand, even though they have no shot at making the playoffs. And they basically said that they want him to try his best in order for them to trade him because it's a lot more respectable if he is actually trying to help the team win games rather than just being lazy and not using his minutes properly. Um, And I mean, I hope that Kevin Love gets traded before he becomes a free agent. I, I'm, I'm kind of, I guess I would call myself a Kevin Love fan. Maybe not a huge fan, but I do really like him. Um, he's still a really good player. He might not be an all-star anymore, but he can definitely contribute to a winning team. Now, if he does get traded before he becomes a free agent, what the heck are the possibilities? Where the heck do we think Kevin Love would get traded to? Especially before Carmelo signed with the Blazers, or even after. I think a lot of people wanted to see him get traded to the Blazers. I don't know if that would still work out anymore. I'm sure if the Blazers wanted to get that done, they could probably make it work out somehow. And to be honest, no matter where the Cavs trade him, no matter what they get for him, I don't really think it can necessarily be a bad trade for them because they're still rebuilding. They're nowhere close to being a playoff team at the moment. Another idea I had was maybe trade Kevin Love to the Sixers and just do a straight up swap Kevin Love for Al Horford. I'm pretty sure the money would line up because I believe Al Horford is making about $27 million a year, if I'm not mistaken, and Kevin Love is making about $30 million per year. So there's only a $3 million difference. So the money should line up, and if for whatever reason it doesn't, uh, the Sixers can just throw in, maybe they have a player that's making around $3 million. Uh, that would just, they'd throw in the trade just to make the money work. Um, but yeah, I think maybe, and I know that the Sixers would probably rather have another shooter, and Kevin Love has a very good shot, but I think they would rather have that next shooter for them be a guard or a wing, shooting guard, small forward, something like that, like Bradley Beal, for example. Uh, but nonetheless, Kevin Love might not be Bradley Beal, especially nowadays, but he is a good shooter. So, you know, and he is also a power forward like Al Horford is. And Al Horford hasn't been playing well for the Sixers this season. So basically, I think that helps them a lot because they're basically, they're swapping power forward for power forward. It's just that the power forward the Sixers would be getting is having a better season than Al Horford. And I know Kevin Love is not the best on defense, but the Sixers already have plenty of defense, I think. They got Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, and a few other guys. So I don't think they need to worry about Kevin Love's defense so much. And I don't, you know, the Sixers would win this trade. I don't think the Cavaliers would necessarily win this trade, but I wouldn't say they lose it either. Because the thing is, if Kevin Love wants out that badly, they shouldn't be too hesitant to trade him. Uh, and I think Al Horford can thrive more on a team like the Cavs. Not that he doesn't fit with the Sixers. You know, a lot of people expected him to have a good season this year, especially how he played, watching how he played last year. So, I don't know if this is the beginning of his decline or if it's just a fluke year and maybe he has a comeback year next year. Um, but, I think he can play better on the Cavs. Really the only person who is a really good scorer on the Cavs right now, besides Kevin Love, is Colin Sexton, I would say. And yeah, there's other players that, like Andre Drummond, for example, who averages a double double, but really, he can't really shoot the ball more than 5 feet away from the rim. he just gets his points basically from offensive rebounds and post-ups. So I don't think, if you're someone who wants to see Al Horford's numbers go up, I don't think Drummond's going to be in the way. And Garland is still young. He still has uh, a long way to go. He still needs to get a lot better. Not that he's not good. I think he's a pretty decent player. I think he has a future. But again, if you want to see Al Horford's numbers go up, I think he can be like the second option on that Cavaliers team. So maybe that's another possibility for Kevin Love. That's pretty much about all I have for you guys today. Um, we'll see what happens with Kevin Love in the situation. Like I said earlier, I don't really want him to be trapped in Cleveland. It would be nice to see him on a team that can at least make the playoffs. He can still contribute a lot to a winning team. And yeah, I mean, I just hope that he lands himself in a better place than he is now. So with that being said, that's the end of today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. This is kind of a different video. Here on the channel, we're trying to change it up, give you guys some varieties. And yeah, so with that, I am Bryce. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.